It's been a minute. Why does it look like my lights are flickering when they are clearly not on my side? Welcome to season 2 of SideKick Power Hour. Wow. Okay, I got to get that fixed. In the meantime, let's just get right into it and bring in my co-host, Joshua R. Pangborn, who is not
Hello.
flickering. Who's not flickering.
I am not flickering. You look like you're in the middle of a strobe or some sort of like studio, not Studio 54. I was gonna say Area 51, but it came out Studio 54. But it looks like that. So whatever's
I don't,
happening, it's
I don't
exciting.
know what's going on. That's wild.
I think that it's very spooky. And a perfect time for Halloween season. So we're gonna say that we did this intentionally, Nikki, with your lighting. Okay.
Okay, I'm here for it. I'm
It's a
here for it.
spooky and exciting. And hi, Mike. We're excited to be back too.
We really, really, really are, and we've got a lot to catch up on tonight,
I
Josh.
know we sort of said we were going on like a month hiatus, and that turned into like what was it? This is we haven't done this since June, so
Yeah, and that's okay. We've got a lot of other stuff done while we were doing this, and
we did so much stuff.
we did, and we really appreciate everybody being patient with us as we're coming back, and we're still figuring this thing out. You know, it's something that we work hard to find ways to make fun for you guys and make fun for us too. And I think as you'll see with season 2, it's going to be a little bit different, but it's going to be a lot of fun.
It is, and I think that you're all going to be really excited by what we have for you tonight. We have a lot of we have a taste of a lot of that tonight for you, but more to come over the next couple episodes.
And hopefully the next one without this crazy.
Or with the next one, we all will, because it's again Halloween season, Nikia. Perfect for spookiness.
Let's see if I change
Oh, what did you do?
I changed to 720p instead of 1080p.
Well, you did look a little less defined now, so.
Okay, let's see if I can use my fancy lights now. Oh, there we go. Okay. There we go. All right. Well, we do have a lot to catch up on. We've got some fun folks to bring in here. And then, Josh, will you just give me a heads up, I guess, when your thing in the other room is rendered? We'll in private chat, just let us know, and we'll figure out where to put it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because it sounds like we're going to get to use it. But in the meantime, before we talk about all the stuff that happened this weekend and play what we're talking about playing, let us get our friends, our family into the room with us. The one and only Stuart Keycheck.
Oh, hi guys. Oh, I didn't know you were here. I've been waiting around all summer, hoping somebody would just tell me when you were coming back. But I'm glad you're here now.
I'm glad you were waiting for us. I mean, you were very patient.
Very patient. I'm a very patient man.
I've heard that about you.
Yes. Anywho, I really feel like I'm lackluster in this. I thought I was decked out. You know, I got all the merchandising, but you guys have the cool backgrounds for celebrating spooky season.
And well, I have a cool background for a big reason, because of something we'll learn about later. So, but
layers.
But yeah, and I'm enjoying the Skeleton Crew shirt though. That is a great way to merch.
This is a great shirt. You see how much I am enjoying wearing it. You could be enjoying wearing it as well if you purchase one for yourself.
That's right.
Along with a SideKick Productions mug.
That's right.
Keeps those cold beverages cool and keeps that hot stuff hot. Mm.
And everyone loves to be hot in the winter and cool in the summer.
Yes.
Well, somebody who's hot year-round is the one and only Ashley Monique Menard, and she's right here with us, or she's fallen asleep.
Oh, you guys, I've been waiting since June.
Did you say Ashley Unique Menard?
Ashley Unique Menard.
She is something. She is unique.
That's good. Yeah. Hi, guys. You all look so stunning.
Thank you.
I've been partying all night. I haven't stopped partying since last night, and we'll
I
talk about
know.
that
Josh
later.
looks so sharp.
Actually, you look stunning as well. Your hair looks like you've washed it.
I did. It smells like coconuts. Want to smell?
Your hair
Oh, I
looks
don't
like
like
you've
coconut.
washed it. That's what we're doing. Your hair looks like you've washed it.
It's
Good.
clean. It looks clean, Ashley. You look like a clean person.
I gotta go wash my hair.
Speaking of hair, Stuart, sharp hair.
Sharp.
Yes.
You look very on point today, Stuart.
That is. Can I see the sides?
Mhm.
This is different.
Yeah, I'm trying
Can I see
something
it
new
again?
for the fall. Yeah, gonna go for a whole new stew for the fall.
That's good.
Yeah,
And
I'm growing out and working some hair configurations for an upcoming project we have in the works.
What?
Ooh.
What could that? I don't know. That could
Wow.
be anything.
Well, so excited to hear more about that. So, folks at home, this is what we're calling season 2 of SideKick Power Hour. And I'm sure you saw at the beginning, we have a fancy new logo from our good friend Matthew Teeter.
Yes, Matthew.
The wonderful,
Really
the angelic,
Yes.
love
And,
this logo.
the loveliest of lovelies.
and you're going to get to see some other logos tonight as well. And we'll make sure to post them to the Patreon for y'all to see. But we're super proud of them. And we're going to get right into them in just a bit. But for now, we want to give you a heads up that we're going to, do a bunch of these episodes like this. But we're going to start doing them every other Monday. So it won't be every Monday. It'll be every other Monday.
Wow. So twice a month?
Twice a month.
That's amazing. That's 24 a year.
It's 24 a year.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Plus a movie? Like, that's... I mean, if you're not subscribing, feels like a good segue, huh?
It is a good segue. And we've made some changes over at the Patreon as well, and we're going to talk about those at the end of the episode. For now, we're going to move into the some of the freshest news that we have, and we're gonna start actually with my fresh news, which is that I have a new EP out that is 5 versions of the same song.
Wait, can everybody in this corner do the same? No, not you, Nikia. Stop. Everybody but you.
Thank you. I worked really hard on it and put a lot of time and energy and money into making all this stuff, and was very, very grateful that in doing the videos for this, that I got to work with Catalan again, and we had just wrapped a movie called A Taste of Youth, which I'm sure we'll talk about more later. But for now, let's take a look at Unstoppable. And I was trying to pick which video that I wanted to show tonight, so I figured that we just show them all.
I'm not sure I wanna grow old, watching my body wither and crack, searching deep within my soul, fighting the fear that holds me back. Give yourself permission to let go. Unstoppable. I'm living in the meantime. I'm living, I'm unstoppable. I'm living in the meantime. I'm living, I'm unstoppable. I get tired of chasing a goal, 2 steps forward, 1 step back, spinning fast out of control, turning the wheel, avoid the crash. Don't forget the road always leads home. Unstoppable. I'm living in the meantime. I'm living, I'm unstoppable. I'm living in the meantime. I'm living,
And we're out. There we go. That's my video. Videos for Unstoppable. It's streaming everywhere. You can go to Nakia.net or any music service that you use. Apple Music and Amazon and Tidal even have the videos, not just the songs. So I hope you enjoyed that. Let's get Josh, Stuart, and Ashley back into the room.
That was awesome.
Well,
incredible, Nakia. Most people do one song.
Yeah.
You do 5 versions of
Yeah.
the same of a song, and they're all different. They're not just the same song.
Yeah.
It's the same lyrics maybe, but very different songs.
I really appreciated the different vibes you had going on with the visuals. Like I lost count because I thought I only saw 4. So when it was done, I was like, wait, which one did I miss? Because I loved it so much. And one of them I think it was the last one. It felt like TikTok viral. Like it felt like commercial on TV. It felt like, whoa. I loved it.
I love that too.
And the others were cool too. Like I really liked the writing on the screen and then the TVs. I was blown away. But I lost count. But I was blown away.
Thank you. Josh, I wanted to give you a moment to talk about some of the news going on in the Coronaverse. Why don't you take a bit to tell us all about it?
Absolutely. We've had a massively busy summer. I mean, when we last left you, we were filming a little feature film called A Taste of Youth. And we filmed it, and we did it, and a lot more about that as the time goes by. But that didn't mean we weren't just doing anything else this summer. We also had a lot of other projects in the works. But what was really exciting was we were still also making our rounds on the festivals. And we have a lot of festival news to catch you all up on because there's a lot of things that happened over the past few weeks.
Or literally last night.
But we'll get to that in one second because there's so much other things to talk about. Earlier this summer, we had the most wonderful experience to be, and it didn't load, but that's okay. We were at Apulia Webfest for Skeleton Crew. The musical episode was at the Apulia Webfest in Italy, and we were nominated for Best LGBT Series in the Apulia Webfest, which is always really special and exciting and important. That's probably the most special award for a specialist. Most special. It's 2-syllable adjective, not ending in Y. So most special award.
Did you just hear him? He memorized it from like the dictionary, right? The way he said it.
The rules for adding an est or an er at the end of an adjective are depending on how many syllables it is. So, and then whether or not it's ending in a Y. I could go on and teach you about that, but I'm not going to right now because we got to talk about.
Tell me more, Dr. Pangborn.
Well, if you want, tell me more. Tell me more.
Oh my God, Josh would be such a great cameo on Abbott Elementary. Could you imagine him as a little teacher, a little substitute?
God, I'd love to be on Abbott Elementary. This weekend, actually today and tomorrow, we are at the Minnesota Webfest with Demon Doctor and with Skeleton Crew. Skeleton Crew is nominated for Best Comedy at the Minnesota Webfest, and Demon Doctor is nominated for Best Horror, and the music is nominated for Demon Doctor as well. So bravo.
There.
Hopefully next Power Hour we will have some updates for you there. We just got into the New Zealand Webfest with Skeleton Crew once again. This is our 4th year, I think, at the New Zealand Webfest. And I'm so grateful. I'd love to go to New Zealand someday, but unfortunately, this Hobbit can't go to that Mordor, so it's a bit of a lengthy journey. And Stuart's groaning in agony at my Hobbit jokes.
No, please, accurate portrayal.
This November, we are in the LA Webfest with Skeleton Crew, and the music of Skeleton Crew is nominated for an award. So that's pretty awesome. We have this November, we're also in the Baltimore Next Media new Webfest, where a few years back, a little show called Demon Doctor won the John Waters Award for being so weird and out of the box and original. So let's see what happens with Skeleton Crew this year. Also going to Baltimore is our wonderful short film, Wasted on the Young, which, as many of you know, is the basis for a little long feature film called A Taste of Youth.
It's a little long.
Little long.
It's 4.5 hours.
This weekend is also the Miami Web Fest, where we have the Skeleton Crew series also nominated for Best Music at the Miami Web Fest. And also Demon Doctors in the Miami Web Fest nominated for Best Music as well. So our music is getting a lot of love around the country, and around the world, as it should, because we have an amazing person doing music for us.
You can just say
Also,
Nakia.
I mean, Nakia did it, but I mean, also I wrote some pretty awesome songs with Nakia for the Skeleton
Crew.
So I can't.
Let's be clear. Most of these entries for Skeleton Crew were dueling pianos, right?
Yes, they were all dueling pianos except for one festival, I think. And
Yep.
hi, Molly. Molly is an amazing musician as well, by the way.
Hi, Molly.
You should check out Molly's music. She is a very talented artist. And Nakia and I were on her podcast earlier this year as well. I think that's about it for the other festivals. And then yesterday, this weekend was the New Jersey Web Fest, and the New Jersey Web Fest was a pretty wonderful time. It's the first time I got to spend the whole Web Fest there because, oddly enough, we weren't filming this weekend, so I was able to clear my books and go to the festival. And now I want to start singing Into the Woods because that's the line. Go to the festival. But this weekend, we also had the New Jersey Web Festival had accepted our wonderful series short film rather, Wasted on the Young, with the magical Ashley Monique Menard nominated for Best Supporting Performance. And that is very exciting news. She just very well deserved it. So bravo, Ashley, for her nomination. We also had our wonderful series Skeleton Crew nominated for Outstanding Dramedy. And that again was a wonderful experience for all of us. People really loved our songs. People really loved Wasted on the Young. So many people are excited for the feature film version of Wasted on the Young, A Taste of Youth. So I cannot wait for you all to see it. Nakia also had 2 music videos in the festival, Dream Big, which we helped produce through SideKick Productions, and also It's Never Too Late, which Nakia co-wrote with a young friend of his. And then
descriptor?
What?
Good descriptor. A young friend of his.
Charlie Cotton.
Because I blanked on his name as I was
Charlie
speaking.
Cotton.
Charlie Cotton. That sounds
Charlie Cotton.
King of the
Sounds
Wild
like his theme
here.
song.
Cheer up, Charlie.
And then we had some pretty exciting news last night as well. In the festival, there's a couple really awesome moments. And this was one of them, if I can find it.
Oh man, he's gonna
Right
cue it
here.
right up and just boom.
By Chris Kloos for
So the few words we missed out at the beginning was he was called Fearless by Chris Kloos.
going out there and creating content with no boundaries, just do it.
Make what you want to make across all platforms, across all mediums. Just make cool art for the sake of uplifting people who don't have opportunities in front of them that should have them every single day.
Music videos, short films, feature films, web series, you name it, they do it. The winners of the Michael and Jockway Jr. Don't Wait Create Award are Josh Pangborn and the SideKick Productions.
I think I hear Ashley calling. Gosh, she looks incredible.
No, it's all you got. All you got.
Let's put a spotlight on you.
You see, I've wanted to know all night what the lighting would look like I've wanted to know all night what the lighting would look like right here. Is it
Actually,
good?
accepting the award, the National Lighting Award.
All right, Josh, your turn to talk.
Thank you, Ashley, for buying a few seconds for me to compose myself. This is really unexpected, and I am.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
It's coming. Coming to festivals, sometimes I've talked about it a couple times with people this weekend. It feels a little bit like I never know how we're going to get received because we're a very openly queer production company. We also do a fat positive production slant on everything that we do, and that's just not something we see out there right now. And this means so much because this is the first festival that embraced us and brought us here 4 years ago. And me and Michael and Ned and everyone here in this team, you make it such an incredible place to be. It's such an incredible family. This is the recurring theme for tonight, I guess, because SideKick Productions really is my family. I have an amazing group of people. I mean, you don't create, you can't create alone. And I create with these three people here, amazing, amazing people. I mean, Paul is my boyfriend, and I said, oh, I'm doing a fantasy horror series, and I don't know what to do for makeup. And he literally taught himself to be a makeup artist, so I could have somebody in the family do that. And Ashley emailed me for an audition for a play that I was doing in 2012 and said, I want to audition. I also want to read the whole script first so I can come in perfectly prepared for the whole role. And I haven't gotten rid of her since. And I wouldn't want to. And then Anthony is such an important member of the team. He messaged me a few years back and said, I saw your show because my professor used one of your clips in his reel showing what he does. I'd love to work with you someday. And he is part of the team too, and we have so many amazing people that give up so much to make queer, fat, positive art happen. And I mean, Nakia, who does all the scores and the music and everything, Mark Eugene Garcia, who's in almost every show, Stuart Keycheck, who helps direct and act and everything, Jay Serio, there's so many amazing people. It's a giant family of SideKick Productions that I can sit here and talk about. I'm rambling a little bit, but it's just because I'm so really not composed about this. It's really tough. I think that Don't Wait, Create, I heard it here 4 years ago, and I mean, it's my motto, it really is. People tell me, we need to slow down, we need to do something, we need to learn how to do things, and I said, don't learn about it, learn what you're doing it. That's the best way to do it. And we're gonna keep making content. We'll look out for our first feature film next year, based on. As you guessed, a queer, fat, positive horror film. So I mean, I'm very on brand. I've learned that here as well. It's very important to learn that. But I mean, Neem and Ned and Michael and everyone, you really create a place for all of us to come and share ourselves and share our art and make it safe. And like I said, it sometimes feels like I don't belong with the stuff that I do, but I feel like you help make it feel like we belong, and you don't make us feel like a weirdo. So, I mean, we're weirdos, but we're at least among good company when we are. So, thank you so much.
without thanking DJ.
I completely forgot to thank the DJ because he said, you're going to win an award tonight. And I said, well, thank you. And he said, you just have to thank me. And I sat there the whole time thinking, oh, I'll thank him if I win something. And then I'm just up here just completely blown away.
And 2 for 2 tonight, man. Congrats, guys. And you won a big one, too. You won a big one. Hey, while we're at it, I want to thank.
Wow. There it is.
So
Yay.
here we go, our Don't Wait Create Award, which is such an important award for me and for all of us at SideKick. This is not just to not just to me. This is to all of SideKick Productions because we are doing stuff that no one else is doing. When I go to these festivals, I see the other work that's being done out there, and there's some brilliant and amazing work out there. There really is. But no one is doing what we are doing, and that's not to toot my own horn, but that's why it's so important that we continue doing it and we don't stop doing it. And I know everyone, there are days where we're always like, oh, I just want to go to sleep, or I don't want to do this right now, but we just got to keep pushing forward. That's what I believe in, and that's what we do, and that's why we have such an amazing group of people in the Coronaverse. That's why we have such an amazing team at SideKick Productions. And I just wish I had a much better speech last night. It was just very much, my mind was like blown.
I thought it was a really lovely speech.
Oh, well,
It was, but we were, no one was expecting that to happen.
No,
I noticed how Nima looks so proud. to
Yeah.
announce your name. He really
was.
Very proud of you.
Because the thing about this award is it's given out yearly to a person who is the personification of not waiting and creating. And like, I mean, since Josh started creating, as long as I've known him, like he just goes. And so it was incredible to be. I was so surprised once they started saying things. I was like, oh shit, they're talking about Josh. Oh my God. It was incredible. We were all really smiling from here to there.
It made the night really, really awesome.
Yeah.
And I was really, really, really happy. And as I said, this award is for all of us at SideKick Productions. I'm going to keep it, as I said last night, but it's for all of us. So,
Josh wouldn't even let me touch it.
Well, no, she actually was like, I'm going to hold it. And I'm no.
I said I was going to take a picture. And Josh was like, you ain't touching
you'll steal it.
I was like, is this because I went and tried to take the spotlight for a second?
Yes.
I thought it'd be a funny bit.
All right, Kanye West.
It's funny.
There's a little Jimmy Kimmel.
But no, so honestly, this was such a highlight, and this was a great way to kick off coming back to SideKick Power Hour, because this award really is important, and we really do. This is a mainstream festival recognizing us for the work that we do and the work that we put out there, and I mean it when I say I couldn't do it. I wish I could have mentioned every person who was in the Coronaverse, but I couldn't because I would have been there all night and I was already taking up a lot of time talking. But I mean it when I say that I wish that you and Stuart were there last night, Nakia. I wish that everyone could have been there to be there as part of it. But
well, I was there in spirit, and congratulations again to you and to everybody from SideKick who takes the leadership that you give us and the vision that you create and runs with it. So really appreciate that. I wanted to get us ready for our next segment. We are going to start bringing in more interviews from out in the world, and what better world to start in than the Bear World. And Bear World Magazine, of course, has been very kind to SideKick Productions, to me. They are celebrating 10 years this year of being a magazine. And we thought it would be nice to bring in one of the founders of Bear World Magazine and the current managing editor, I believe, as well, Richard Jones. And so we're gonna roll a pre-taped interview because that's how we roll. We got these new segments. We hope you like them.
Should we do the doo-doo-doo, 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 so
Sure.
then we'll go there?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, ready? Doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo, Stu.
Oh.
Doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo.
All right, and we are really excited. Our very first guest coming back for season 2, this live broadcast, the special edition, is a really good friend of the show. Joshua, I think you've known Richard a little bit longer than I have, because you're obviously both in the same city, but just so excited to have him on the show and to talk about all of the great stuff that's coming up. So please welcome to the show. It is Richard Jones from Bear World Magazine.
Hi,
guys.
Richard.
Welcome.
How are you doing?
I'm really good. I'm really good. It's great to be here. Thank you very much for having me.
We're very, very excited to have you here too. I mean, we've known each other for a very, not very long time, but long enough in this world of in media and everything. So
Yeah, yeah.
2016, I think.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. I mean, I've been in New York since 2015, so it wasn't long after I moved here permanently that we kind of found each other in the band.
Yeah, it was
crowd.
pretty much right after season 2 of Skeleton Crew.
That's right.
Because
yes.
I know, because season 1 and season 2 we did some stuff with together. So yeah, so it was right. Yeah, it was season 2, so about 2016. So yeah, so.
That's really fun.
Well done for working that out. I'm terrible at that.
It all sort of blends together. I mean, everything post 2020 is just sort of time to stop. Meaning is gone completely. So
absolutely, I keep saying like something that happened last year, and I kind of really mean about 4 years ago. You know,
seriously.
Richard, do you remember where you and I met?
Do you know what I do? It's funny because I was thinking about that myself. It was at a theater.
Yes.
In New York. And
yes.
And it was one of two plays or shows, and I'm trying to think. It was either and of course it's gone right out of my head. It was either Torch Song or Boys in the Band, and I can't remember which one it was.
It was Torch Song.
It was Torch Song, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that year we went to 2 kind of what I call big gay plays.
Big gay plays.
Yeah, you know, and certainly from I mean, Torch Song, I adore and worship.
Yeah.
And can quote the lines from the movie annoyingly all the time. So it was a great memory, and a great memory to me. I knew it was one of the 2, but that's the way to kind of place it there now.
Were they both at the same time on Broadway? Oh, wow.
Within a few months of each other, I think. John and I decided, like, we're just going to put theater tickets on the credit card because we keep saying we can't afford it. And it was like, do you know what? We're going to miss some great stuff if we don't. So we really kind of just went, just put it on the credit card and let's go and see this stuff. And just
so
treasure memories now.
That was a really, really good production as well.
Well,
all this talk of time and the effort that it goes into putting on big shows, you've been putting a lot of effort into putting on some really big news. We're really excited. We've seen it, all over the internet the last couple of days leading up to this interview that you are celebrating 10 years of Bear World Magazine.
We are, yeah. It's kind of crazy to even be thinking about it and having 10 years of anything to look back on. It's been very bizarre kind of few months leading up to this. You know, I was kind of thinking, we're 10 years old. What are we going to do? How are we going to celebrate? We can't let it go past. And then kind of the personal reflection on it all of like going back, it mirrors my life so much. You know, I kind of started the magazine kind of around the time when I kind of understood that I was a bear. I say it now, I didn't say it then, but at the time I barely knew anything about the bear community, no joke intended. I knew a little bit, and then kind of I learned by doing the magazine. It kind of found out what was going on in the bear scene by doing the magazine and pushing myself to find people and find what was going on. And that's kind of how I became more knowledgeable year upon year upon year, just by doing creating the magazine and working with great people who helped put the magazine together with me.
Do you remember the exact moment that you wanted to create the magazine?
Yeah, I mean, it roughly it was early 2012. if you can remember back then, before we were on all the apps, there were website dating sites, and I can't remember the name of it, and I feel so bad for not remembering. I would happily plug them. But it was a site kind of like Gaydar, but it was for the bears, you know. It had about 30,000 members, and they put a call out to the members saying, like, we're struggling to pay the bills. Has anybody got any quick ideas, investment, anything? Just to, more to pay like the server costs and all those kinds of things that kind of went into it. And I just, not even, you know, I just sent a message saying, why don't you do a magazine? You know, you've got 20,000 members, that's 20,000 instant readers, you know, and then never thought about it and kind of didn't really say much. And they came back to me and said, actually, would you pitch an idea to create a magazine? And I was like, okay. I mean, I dabbled in the magazine world prior to that. So it wasn't a big stretch, but it wasn't what I'd intended in that message. It was like, you know, here's an idea, go and do it.
Wow.
But I was kicking my heels. I wasn't working on any particular project at the time. So I thought, well, why not? Let me pitch this in. And we pitched it in. And my concept was that it would be my magazine and they'd license me their brand and we'd share the profits. They liked the idea and kind of said, you know, flesh it out a bit more and everything else. And I was like, great. And I think the problem was that whatever happened, it wasn't going to make the money quick enough for them to really save the site or whatever. And I think, and to be honest, I've never heard from them again. The site crashed. They just kind of disappeared.
A lot of those .comers just went away.
You know, really sad because, you know, they had great ideas. It was great for the bear community to have that site. That, you know, so many members that loved it and everything. And, you know, it wasn't just the dating. There was lots of other stuff they talked about. So it's kind of had a few magazine-y ideas and help and advice and points to events and things like that. So it was a great kind of synergy idea. But they disappeared. And I was like, well, I put all this effort in, I'm going to do it myself. So we slightly changed the name because the original name that I pitched was their name, magazine. So we turned it into something else. We created the new name and we ran at it. So from that April 2012 to September 2012 was kind of like, I was living in the UK and I was living midday UK time to 3 a.m. UK time to be on American time to really dive in and keep in touch with everybody and help and, you know, work on learning what was going on in the bear community and then creating content and planning for that first, second and third edition that we put out in late 2012.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
Do you have any particular moments, you know, as the founding editor, that really kind of stick out to you that are more memorable of things that you got to do? Maybe one or two that kind of stick out?
Yeah, I mean, I think the early years was where I was learning and kind of, it was just such awe of a community that I knew bears existed, but I didn't quite know that it existed to the extent that it does and that we know. So I think discovering things like Bear Week, knowing IBC was founded a year late after we founded. So kind of knowing that and getting in on the ground floor to help with them. Meeting Armistead Maupin was, and probably is still my highlight of my writing career, which is very minimal now because I have so many other people that write for us. Because I'm not a trained writer. I didn't do journalism. I don't have an English degree. So to meet Armistead Maupin in the flesh in a press junket in London was probably a real highlight of the early days of the magazine. To meet somebody of such stature, literary, regardless of being a bear or not or whatever, was just a great highlight. And at the time, people were ignoring us, like major brands, even plus size brands or regular brands that had a plus size line just didn't want to talk to us. I think they just assumed we were porn. And we've never done anything more naked than Men's Health, So we've never gone down that route to anybody to think that. But I think that was the image, this image of us there. And then to have somebody like that, it just was a nice boost to keep going. That, okay, we are doing something great and it is reaching the right people and everything else. So for me, that has been a highlight. And then it's just been a joy, to keep going. And that it still exists and all the different people we've met. I mean, I think some of the other highlights have been having, the first female bear on the front cover. When I started the magazine, female bears may have existed, but I didn't know at the beginning. And it took a while for that to kind of get to my brain. And kind of shout out to North American Bear and World Bear Weekend, who have started, I think, at least putting them into pageants. And I think there are other female bear groups around the country that have started. Some have come and gone.
That's great.
But yeah, that's kind of a proud moment of understanding and kind of, doing something very different, especially from our early days when it was so masculine and so plaid, and that felt like the right thing at the time. But we evolved, and as the community, I think, has evolved, so yeah, another proud moment, I think.
No more plaid. Yeah, no.
Oh, I wear plaid all the time.
I was gonna say his shirt says "Bears wear plaid."
I know.
It says Bears wears plaid, and then I got to stand up for this.
Okay.
It's Miranda, and she says,
groundbreaking.
But I love it. John bought it for me, and I normally wear a plaid shirt with it that I then open and kind of have fun with. So, but it's too hot.
I love that. That's fantastic.
That's great.
Yeah, no, not right now. No, it's 82 degrees outside. But that's amazing. I mean, meeting Armistead Maupin must have been incredible. But are there any bear celebrities that you want to meet or have in the magazine that you haven't yet?
I have my eye on one, and I hope he finds the show, and I hope he's listening. Guillermo Diaz. I'd love to have lovely Mr. Guillermo Diaz on the front cover. So if he's listening, please get in touch. But yeah, I mean, I love his work, and what I love more about him is how kind of high profile he is, and he owns his bareness, and he owns his body positivity, and he's not frightened to talk about who he is as a person. And I think that it's not just because he's attractive, or that I think the readers might find him attractive. I think he's who he is and where he is in the world, and then still kind of being so open, I think is really one of the kind of ethoses of the magazine. So that's kind of, it's a mixed kind of reason why I think it'd be great for an interview or the front cover.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool.
And he's a great actor too. So I love Guillermo Diaz.
Exactly.
I remember him from this really this old short film that I can't remember the name of, but it was about a girl and a guy who were married, were dating, and he wanted to make her do a threesome with him, and she said okay, and so she brings home a guy, and it's Guillermo Diaz, so she brings home, and it's this, and I think they eventually turned it into a full-length feature film.
Okay.
If I remember correctly, but that's the first time I ever met Guillermo Diaz. So.
Right on.
Sounds interesting. Now I want to watch that. So thank you for that.
I will see if I can find it and let you know the name of it.
Well, I don't know when you'll possibly fit in time to watch anything, because I was looking at the calendar that you posted in the Bear World magazine article about the 10-year anniversary. And my goodness, you over at Bear World magazine, y'all, they have a lot of events they're partnering up with.
Tell us about some of these events coming up.
Well, we've been very lucky. We have great relationships with so many events around the country and around the world that it was really kind of easy to reach out to people and say, like, what can we do? Some we're going to be at, some will have a physical presence. Like, we're going to be in Puerto Rico for their very first Bear Weekend in late October. We got approached early this year saying, we want to, from a couple of hotels, gay-owned hotels, that wanted to, invite the bears. And there's a big bear community in Puerto Rico already, so it's great to kind of think that, we're going somewhere where it's going to be like a good welcome. And so we're going to that because it's easy. John's heritage is from Puerto Rico, so we said, let's go to that one. We'll be in Key West with Key West Bear Weekend. We'll be in IBC physically. So these are where we're going to be physically at. So IBC, we were just at Urban Bear, so that just happened a week or so ago. And then we've got, some events we'll be at. Some events are just going to kind of celebrate us, and kind of if we can't physically get to them, or we'll kind of borrow some people who live locally to kind of help do something at that event. And everything from Barracuda's doing something with us. Heft in New York is going to be doing something with us. And I'm going to forget lots of different ones. But Key West Bear Weekend, Fire Island Bear Weekend. And that's really, and then we've got some events.
When is Fire Island Bear Weekend?
Say again?
When is Fire Island Bear Weekend?
That'll be June time. So that just happened a few months ago. My great friend Shane Tate, who created Fire Island Bear Weekend, who we now collaborate with to create Key West Bear Weekend. So that friendship there has been great. A bear in New York who welcomed me when I moved here. It's been so lovely across the years that the bears in the community didn't kind of say to me, or, you know, who do you think you are? They kind of went, great, you want to come and do stuff with our community? Great, come in. And like the Modern Bears, Chris and Travis of the Modern Bears were brilliant at the very beginning, helping me promote the magazine. They were our first Christmas cover. They were wonderful. Growler, you know, Coley Comiskey, if you know Coley, absolutely a gem of a man, because he just blasted us out for nothing. Didn't charge us, just said, we'll blast you out, and it helped support us at the very, very beginning. And I always say, if I can shoehorn it in, you know, we wouldn't exist without Growler. You know, those early really days, cool. And Coley really getting behind us. So that's been a joy as well. The community embraced us. It wasn't just like we put a magazine out for the community to read. The community, who were already doing great stuff, welcomed us in and helped and supported. And you know, that's just been such a great thing over the years as well. So great to kind of shout those out. But yeah, so many events. You know, I mean, go to the website. We have a button at the top that tells you, you know, to click the schedule. Some things don't have the full details because we're still working them out. And you know, details coming soon, and there'll be other events that we'll add to the calendar, hopefully, as we go along. So keep your eye on that and come to the things that you can come to. We'll have some of the things that you can watch from the comfort of your own home, or listen. We're launching the very first Beowulf Magazine Awards, which we're very excited about. It'll be digital. We realize that people can't fly in from all over the world to sit in a room as nominees and winners year one. So we're going to follow what we did with our sister magazine, Gaming, and create like a digital awards that'll feel very much like a TV show. We'll go and film a host and a bunch of people that'll read out the nominees and everything else. And then the winners, they'll know in advance, and we'll ask them to film a little video accepting the award. Great. So great, I mean, I think it's time. You know, we've talked about it for so many years. And I think the way we did it with Gaming worked. We realized we can kind of replicate that and give it really a nice polish and make it feel very magical without, you know, expecting people to travel from all parts of the world to be somewhere where they might not win as well. You know, that's the other thing. You know, the poor nominees, you know, you can't ask them to do that. It'd be lovely, but so we've gone to this direction. So that's coming out. We've got our new podcast launching.
Yeah, tell us about the Bear World podcast with Larry Flick.
Yeah, wonderful Larry Flick. Used to be on Sirius FM and has been kind of an amazing musical kind of knowledge bank. I mean, he's interviewed Madonna, he's interviewed Kylie, he's interviewed so many people across his career in the music industry and a little bit beyond, you know, more recently in the TV world and the film world. And he's a bear, you know, and his memory goes back to the beginning of the bear community, and his kind of knowledge of the people. If he wasn't at that specific event, he knows people who were, you know, that go back to the beginning. So we approached him to put a podcast together that didn't celebrate the magazine as such, but celebrated the history of the bear community and would be kind of a central piece of our celebrations, but really looking at the community and aspects of it, the changes of it. Bringing some celebrity guests on who either have a foot in the bear world or maybe the music world, or, you know, who can bring something to that knowledge, excuse me, of that timeline. So we're in really great hands with Larry. You know, he's working on that as we speak. We'll be launching later next year, probably near Pride. Dates to be kind of confirmed, but we're kicking off the plans with that, and we're working on it as we speak. So very excited about that. Great to be working with Larry, absolute professional. It's a joy. So yeah, really, really excited about that.
And I assume you mean New York Pride.
Well, I just mean Pride, like June, I should say.
Okay. I know some of our viewers might be celebrating Pride in different months and everything.
That's a good call, because I normally talk about it all the time, but yes, June next year that should come out. So around about typical Pride season. That happens in New York and other places, but dates to be confirmed, really, because we haven't started recording yet, so you know it could move on the calendar, but that's where it is right now. So
exciting.
Yeah, I'm really, really proud of that and that relationship with Larry, and I think he'll do such a great journalistic job of really bringing that joy of the community and really delving into the history of it. And I'd be really just proud that we'll have done that and kind of put that marker of the history of the bear world from the bear community through the eyes of Bear World and beyond, kind of thing.
Well, speaking of all of these things regarding the bear community and having your eyes on things, you are going to be helping us with our one of our brand new segments, Bear World News.
Yes.
So excited that we get to premiere that, and we have been trying to come up with ways to get more connected to the community, but also how to get things into the community and get word into the community about things. And you guys do such a great job over at Bear World Magazine to connect to different parts of the community and really trying to grow the community, and that's so important, even these events that you're talking about putting on, but doing something like this where you come on once a month and tell us what's going on in the world of bears. I think that's fantastic, and we're so excited to be partnering with you on it. And we're really happy that you came onto the show. This has been so fantastic to have you here as our first guest back.
It's really a joy to be with you guys. Like you do great work too. I have to say, all the work that you guys put out there, it's great to have that content to talk about in the magazine and kind of champion you guys, because the work you do celebrating bears and men of size and everything else in just such a joyful way, I think is really to be championed. So thank you back to you for that.
Thank you.
So yeah, great joy to be here. Thank you so much.
Thanks for coming on.
Anytime.
What a great interview with our friend Richard.
It was a really, really fun time. Yeah.
Yeah, really, really. It was more like just a hang. It was.
It's sometimes interviews can be you're not sure how they're going to go, but when you have somebody who like Richard, who's just very easy to talk to and also really cares about and is so passionate about his project and the work that he does, it just makes it fun to talk to him.
It really does. And with that in mind, we're going to move right into Bear World News that he was talking about. Here we go.
With me, Bryce Quartz. Coming up this month on BearWorldMag.com, we have some amazing articles, and I'm here to give you an exclusive early sneak peek of the cover and the headlines we have coming out for October. The cover will feature Barry Brandon of The Queer Indigo. They're an 8 times open heart surgery survivor. That's amazing. Wow. You may have already seen him strutting his stuff in heels across several viral videos that feature all kinds of models that are all shapes and sizes. I don't know about you guys, but I'm really excited to show you guys the cover. It's right here. This is the cover. It's amazing. I'm also really excited to read this interview. It's something you definitely don't want to miss. Dominion is back with his opinion. This month, he talks about 6 simple steps on how to not be a mess. It's definitely something I know a lot of you could do some reading for. Kyle Jackson has a new op-ed. We need to talk about pandemic mental health issues in the LGBTQ community. I don't know about you guys, but whenever Kyle does an op-ed piece, he always has something insightful to say. So this month, it's definitely going to be something you want to check out. Plus-size model and rapper Roulette Delgado is interviewed by me about his appearance on a new Zeus Network TV show, Bobby I Love You Purr. It's definitely going to have a lot of tea you want to check out. I'm really excited for Roulette to be on this TV show. You guys should definitely tune in every Sunday. Something you definitely need to check out. You guys already know that each week we do a Bear of the Week. Next month we have plenty of hot bears, along with our regular columns as well. And as it is, of course, spooky season is upon us. And in the spirit of all things scary, I can reveal that John Hernandez has interviewed a megastar of the horror film and TV world. It's definitely something you don't want to miss next month. We're also excited to share this interview with you guys, and all will be revealed as the cover goes live on October 7th. Be sure to follow Bear World Magazine on all your favorite social media at Bear World Mag, and head to the site here at BearWorldMag.com, and make sure you look out for the competition to win 3 nights at the Island House Hotel in Key West, all in celebration of Bear World Magazine celebrating being 10 years old. Happy birthday, Bear World Magazine. Happy birthday to the Bear World team. You guys are my family. I'm so excited to be sharing this segment with you guys here on SideKick Power Hour. And I'll see you all next month when we reveal November's digital cover and the headlines. My name is Bryce Quartz. You can follow me at Real Bryce Quartz on Instagram and Twitter, and It's Bryce Quartz on TikTok. Be sure to keep up to date with what I'm doing next. See you guys next month.
And there is the cover of October's Bear World Magazine with Roulette Delgado on the cover, I believe. Or no, I'm sorry, Barry Brandon. And now I can't get the cover off. There it is.
That's one of the examples of some of the new segments we're going to be bringing to Sidekick Power Hour. Once a month, we'll have Bear World Magazine and Bryce on to introduce the cover and talk about what's in that month's issues. That month's issue.
Well, with that being said, I believe we have another example of one of our new segments. Hello, Stuart.
Hi.
Welcome back. We wanted to take a minute to talk to you, but instead of spending a whole bunch of time talking about what we're doing, we are going to take a minute to let you tell us what we're about to see.
Why don't you just show them and then we can tell them?
Okay, I think that's even better. Would you like to start with the trailer then?
Absolutely. Here we go.
Let's just do the trailer.
Welcome back to Stew Snacks, the show where my friends serve me food and I have to guess what it is.
I love it so much. Let's get Ashley in here so she can watch the first one with us.
Oh, wait,
Josh,
we're doing that? I thought we were holding off.
You know what?
Well, we're over an hour.
Yeah,
Oh, we are.
It's 9 o'clock.
Yeah. So
I guess we've got a case for next week then.
Yeah.
So
Take
why
away.
segue us? Yes.
Yeah.
As everybody knows, we're trying to rebrand and sort of reapproach Power Hour. And one of the things that we thought of was doing some more, segmented kind of content and give you guys new content, fresh content every week. And so we kind of went back to the drawing board and we're like, what are we all going to do? And I struggled a bit trying to come up with something, but eventually, through the help of Josh and everybody else, landed on the idea for Stew Snacks, which is now a bi-weekly or whenever we air them segment that me and that I co-host with Paul and Andrew, and essentially is a food show, a quick 5-minute little food show where I get blindfolded and Paul and Andrew are challenged with coming up with food items for me to try, and I have to figure out what they are within 10 minutes.
That is so cool.
I love it.
And
we
they're
cannot
adorable,
wait.
and it's so much fun to watch Stuart eat, which is a really funny thing to say. But it is.
It's going to be a lot of fun. We're also going to have a new segment from Ashley, and we'll wait until we're showing her trailer to spend a whole lot of time going into it, but it's going to be fun. I'm going to continue to show you some musical segments as well, and Josh is going to continue to bring us the news from around the world
from around the world?
Yeah.
Corner, yeah. Well, and also just a shout out to Bisexual Awareness Week, which just concluded. That Bisexual Awareness Week is in September at the end of the month, and I am very excited to celebrate our bisexual friends and family.
Oh, and thanks to Bryce Courts for doing the Bear World News for Bear World Magazine. I thought that was really cool. Bryce will be joining us as well. Let me just look through our little list here, see if there's anything else that I'm forgetting. We're going to have a great episode, and 2 weeks from tonight, we will have another interview for you. We will have some new segments, including the first full-length Stew Snacks. And we will also have some really we'll have a surprise that we'll tease a little bit later on Patreon. And speaking of Patreon, before I forget, just want to take a minute to remind you that we have really started to ramp up the rebrand over at Patreon. The Patreon is now officially called the Coronaverse,
with a brand new logo by Matthew Teeter.
Oh, look how cute he is!
And we have four levels now. We originally only had 3, but now we have added a new level. So we have Enter the Coronaverse, Friend of the Coronaverse, Citizen of the Coronaverse, and Captain the Coronaverse. This new level is $5 a month, and we sure hope that you will consider sharing in the stuff that we're doing and joining us over there. That's at patreon.com/SideKick Productions. I do believe that we've got some links down here somewhere. It's been so long I can't remember where to find them. But they're around somewhere. And then I also wanted to say, don't forget that you should also head over to sidekickproductionsny.com and check out the new supermarket from the Sidekick Supermarket.
Along with our brand new shirts.
Here are our brand new shirts featuring the new logo from Matthew Teeter. We have a new Dueling Piano shirt. We have a Sebastian Jupiter shirt now from that was worn during Dueling Pianos. All of that, and we even have a Demon Doctor phone case.
Super cute.
And I will add, all shirts are available up to size 5XL.
That's correct.
They are. We make sure of that. So.
Well, we had a lot of fun tonight. Thanks so much for everybody for being with us.
Nakia, we also, don't forget, if you are a Patreon subscriber, you get access to the new Coronaverse Discord channel.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. So we have started a Coronaverse Discord channel. It is exclusively for our Patreon members. Anybody that joins at the $3 level or above gets access to the Discord, I believe. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Yeah. So we sure do hope that you'll join us over there. We've been having a lot of chats over there. Stuart and Ashley have joined. We're expecting other cast members and crew members to join us as well. So just another reason for you to subscribe over at patreon.com/Sidekick Productions. And there it is. There it is. All right. Well, we will see
We're
you
on it all the time. So
we will see you in 2 weeks from today, which will be October the 10th.
Huzzah.
Yeah. And until then, we will be back. Oh, we get to see our brand new outro. Here we go.
And that's the tea.